Once again, Jimmy Kimmel proves what a pathetic human being he is. Let's talk about it. I'm Mickey Bew. This is the Mickey Bew Report. So, during the opening monologue of the Oscars last night, Jimmy Kimmel took this shot at Robert Downey Jr.
Sicilian's co-star Robert Downey Jr., who is, this is the highest point of Robert Downey Jr.'s long and illustrious career. Well, one of the highest points. But Robert has been was that too on the nose, or was that a drug motion you made? Well, look at him. I mean, look at this guy. He's so handsome, so talented. He's won every award there is to win. Is that an acceptance speech in your pocket, or do you just have a very rectangular penis? What a story. Not even 20 years ago, things weren't going that great for Robert. He played the villain, and correct me if I have this wrong, in a movie where Tim Allen turns into a dog, right? And if you ever decide to remake that film, I have just the guy to play Tim Allen. That is, where is he? Messy.
Look, I get that RDJ is a public figure, so he's open to any kind of scrutiny or being made fun of. But Robert Downey Jr. has talked about this issue so much that he's tired of talking about it. He just wants to move on. Same with anybody that had gone through a hard part in their life. You want to move on from it. Now, the issue with Jimmy Kimmel bringing this up is because we know how he reacts when you come back at him. Jimmy Kimmel, who's made a whole career making fun of Donald Trump and Aaron Rodgers. Jimmy Kimmel, who became famous for being Adam Carolla's best friend because Kimmel had no talent. He never did anything. Anyways, I'm going to show you a replay of the little comment that Aaron Rodgers made about Kimmel.
Seats on it.
You have Super Bowl 58.
You'll see it.
The emblem. Put it on the screen. And then bring up 57 and 56.
Does that have something to do with the Epstein list that came out? Feels like.
That's supposed to be coming out soon. Look,
this guy's been waiting in his wine cellar. Yeah. I've been waiting in my wine cellar for this thing.
There's a lot of people, including Jimmy Kimmel, are really hoping that doesn't.
All right.
Now, you see how minor that was, especially after all the things that Kimmel has said about Aaron Rodgers. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I just do a quick YouTube search and I promise you'll find tons of videos of Kimmel ragging on Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron Rodgers makes this little kind of jokingly comment, and then this is how Jimmy Kimmel responds. I apologize having to take a break in this video. I've tried uploading it a few times, but Disney and ABC keep banning it for using their property. You know, anytime you say anything bad about the mouse, they get your videos banned. So I'm going to rip the audio from it, and while you listen to the audio, here's a big dumb picture of Jimmy Kimmel.
Of 2024, which is already a crazy year, particularly for me. Did you hear this story about me and Aaron Rodgers, the former quarterback for the Packers? All right, so what happened is he's a Jets quarterback now. He went on a show on ESPN, the Pat McAfee show, and out of the blue insinuated that I was nervous because the Jeffrey Epstein list was coming out. He said I was hoping it wouldn't and that he was going to pop a bottle of something to celebrate when he did. And then it did come out. And, of course, my name wasn't on it and isn't on it and won't ever be on. I don't know Jeffrey Epstein. I've never met Jeffrey Epstein. I'm not on a list. I was not on a plane or an island or anything ever. And I suggested that if Aaron wanted to make false and very damaging statements like that we should do it in court so he could share his proof with like a judge. Because, you know, when you hear a guy who won a Super Bowl and did all the State Farm commercials say something like this, a lot of people believe it. A lot of delusional people honestly believe I am meeting up with Tom Hanks and Oprah at Shakey's once a week to eat pizza and drink the blood of children. And I know this because I hear from these people often. My wife hears from them. My kids hear from them. My poor mailman hears from these people. And now we're hearing from lots more of them thanks to Aaron Rodgers, who I guess believes one of two things. Either he actually believes my name was going to be on Epstein's list, which is insane, or the more likely scenario is he doesn't actually believe that. He just said it because he's mad at me for making fun of his top knot and his lies about being vaccinated. He's particularly upset, I think, because I made fun of the fact that he floated this wacko idea that the UFO sightings that were in the news in February were being reported to distract us from the Epstein list. That was Aaron's theory that he shared, and I mocked. Well, let me show you the moment that so badly bruised Aaron's Thanksgiving Day parade-sized ego. Needless to say, all this UFO talk has the tinfoil hatters going wild, including Green Bay whackpacker Aaron Rodgers, who offered this hot take on the Pat McAfee show.
I believe that this has been going on for a long time. Interesting timing on everything. There's a lot of other things going on in the world. Did you hear about the Epstein client list about to be released too?
What's that? What are you talking about?
There's some files that have some names on it that might be getting released pretty soon.
Oh.
Might be time to revisit that concussion protocol, Aaron. So he saw that, and maybe to retaliate, he decided to insinuate that I am a pedophile. This is how these nuts do it now. You don't like Trump, you're a pedophile. It's their go-to move. And it shows you how much they actually care about pedophilia. But here's the thing. I spent years doing sports. I've seen guys like him before. Aaron Rodgers has a very high opinion of himself. Because he had success on the football field, he believes himself to be an extraordinary being. He genuinely thinks that because God gave him the ability to throw a ball, he's smarter than everyone else. The idea that his brain is just average is unfathomable to him. We learned during COVID, somehow he knows more about science than scientists. A guy who went to community college, then got into Cal on a football scholarship and didn't graduate, someone who never spent a minute studying the human body, is an expert in the field of immunology. He just put on a magic helmet, and that G made him a genius. Aaron got 2 A's on his report card. They were both in the word Aaron, okay? And can you imagine that this hamster-brained man thinks he knows what the government is up to because he's a quarterback doing research on YouTube and listening to podcasts? I looked it up. This is actually a thing. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. The Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias in which people with limited competence in a particular domain overestimate their abilities. In other words, Aaron Rodgers is too arrogant to know how ignorant he is. They let him host Jeopardy for 2 weeks. Now he knows everything. And by the way, I'm not one of those people who thinks athletes and members of the sports media should stick to talking about sports. I think Aaron Rodgers has the right to express any opinion he wants to, but saying someone is a pedophile is not an opinion, nor is it trash talk. Sorry, Pat McAfee. And as far as the, well, you say things about people all the time argument goes, yes, I do. It's not the same. It's not even close to the same. We say a lot of things on this show. We don't make up lies. In fact, we have a team of people who work very hard to sift through facts and reputable sources before I make a joke. And that's an important distinction. A joke about someone, even when that someone is Donald Trump, even a person who lies from the minute he wakes up until the minute he's smearing orange makeup on his My Pillow at night. Even he deserves that.
Do you see what I'm talking about? Jimmy Kimmel took a little 1-second audio clip and turned it into a 6-minute rant. I mean, how typical is that of a liberal to do something like this? So you make fun of somebody for years, and then they say one little comment about you, and you threaten to sue. And did you notice that Jimmy Kimmel had no problem throwing out some other celebrity names that might be on that list? But because they say his name, oh, we're going to deal with this in the courts. That's how pathetic Jimmy Kimmel is. It's unbelievable, but it's the type of thing that we've come to expect from liberals. They can say whatever they want, but then if you say something, you're racist, you're a bigot, and I'm going to sue you. Anyways, I'll leave this up to you. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Help to keep conservative and family values alive.